Hey everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Another warm day out there today. Well, I've been working hard on that barbecue, that stone barbecue, and I guess the repetitive motion of doing that stonework has made my left elbow swell up. Not swell, like it's not noticeable, but it definitely is painful. It's like a ligament issue. And I'm surprised, like I don't even know what I've been doing with that left arm that's making it sore. I thought it would be my right, if anything. Anyway, I made these two salves this week, partially to solve that issue, and also because I keep getting all these cuts, and getting that mortar, that alkaline mortar and cement, it makes them get infected pretty quickly and they swell up. So the one salve is for that, it's for open wounds, which is the spruce tip salve, and then the other one is a comfrey, which is a more deep penetrating salve that gets in, that comfrey gets in and helps repair those sore muscles and joints. So the way I made it, obviously you saw me collect all the materials from the property. So I planted comfrey years ago. Comfrey I've been moving around for over 10 years from one property to another. And I let it spread, and then I use it for multiple things like fertilizer, bulk for the compost, feeding to the chickens, and then salve for, like I said, knit bone for healing bones and sprains and so on. The spruce tips, I've been doing that for 15 years. No, more than that. Actually, I've done it on and off probably since I was a teenager. Collect conifers of any kind. So I often do cedar in the spring or in the winter when nothing else really is vibrant. And then in the spring, you see the tips coming out on all these conifers, the new growth. It starts off, the needles are all packed together and they're really tender. And you could actually just eat them like candy, and they're very high in vitamin C, so very good for you. But they also make a great tea. So I collect them, I brew a tea at this time of year, and then we also freeze dry the comfrey and the spruce tips to preserve them for the rest of the year. And we put that into salves, or for the spruce tips, we make tea out of it. Another thing to do with the spruce tips in particular is to freeze them. Just put them in the freezer, put them in a bag, put them in the freezer. Try to wrap them tight or put them in a glass jar and put them in the freezer, and they'll be fresh tasting and make a better tea than the freeze-dried, slightly better. Although the freeze-dried tends to freeze and then dry, and then it breaks down, it crumbles, and when you do that, you end up with a higher concentration because you end up putting more into your cup or into a tea bag. So it's actually pretty potent that way. But if you don't want to do that and you have freezer space, just throw them in the freezer. So you rub it into sore joints, tight muscles, and like I said, for any surface wounds that you have. And then there's obviously the scent. Like one of the reasons I use everything, deodorant, salves, face cream, bug spray, moisturizing cream of any kind, soap, and tea. I put conifers in everything because I just love that smell. If you want to know what the cabin smells like and what the forest smells like, that coniferous smell that's in the air, especially on a hot sunny day like this, it's just unbelievably uplifting. If you can get access to that, if you can spend some time in a conifer forest in particular, or the best example of forest bathing, I would say. Now the bear grease, the reason that's such a good base is that it's been used for centuries. It doesn't go rancid very quickly. It's very close to our pH and the structure of our bodies and our fat, so it really absorbs well. So the beeswax not only keeps it more solid at room temperature, it also slows the absorption a little bit so that it penetrates, and then it also puts a coating on the skin to keep that oil in a little bit better, keep the fat in your skin. The Comfrey Salve in particular, like I said, it's good for joints, good for muscles, good for aches and pains anywhere under the skin. And it also is very good as a conditioner for the skin. So I put it on like all the time, like literally every day, many times a day, especially when I'm working with something like cement to concrete, because that tends to get into the skin and really dries it out. So I put lots of cream on first and then afterwards as well, and on my face all the time. So these are the things that I do for self-reliance. If I've got things on the property that I can either forage from the land or that I can grow from the land, or harvest from the land, and then I'm going to do that. Whether it's my firewood for heating and cooking, whether it's the materials for building, or it's the water for drinking and cooking and cleaning, or it's the energy from the sun, like everything I can get from the land itself, I'm going to do. And these salves and these plants that have healing compounds, but also make me feel more connected to the land, are very, very important to me. Anyway, speaking of that, I am going to get back to work, put some more of that salve on, get out there and move some more rocks around. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you back here at the cabin next time. Take care.